Welcome back to Man Across New Horizons. I'm Darling. Shall we see what's going on our island of Fawnhollow today? Excuse me, it felt like something was caught my throat when I was doing that. I know a visitor for today, Sahara. I saw her on the title screen as well as loading in. So what we'll be doing today, we'll probably just be doing more mountain shifting-ish. Trying to figure out, of course, where the building's going, build rivers, and then see what we're doing with that. I feel like I've vastly underused cliffs, perhaps, in town, like changes of elevation. We've only got one big change, but oh well. Hello everyone, right now in Fawnhallow it's 3:33 PM on Monday 23rd of November 2020. Oh, one more thing, the weather report says we're in for a rare treat tonight, shooting stars. Fawnhallow lit by the glow of sky bursting with shooting stars. What a magical sight that will be. If any of you have time tonight, get yourselves outside and look up. Right, well let's maybe set a reminder for myself that I'm going to be having some shooting stars. I have a reminder to book a GP appointment. Don't worry, I've already done that. Hold on. Shooting stars. This is where we are. This is where we're at Animal Crossing now. I'm putting reminders in my calendar to make sure I don't miss it. I actually used to do this back when I played like Wild and Let's Get to the City, because of how it used to work with sometimes the Animal Crossing villagers would invite you over to the house, or they'd want to go visit your house. Hold on. Get Pumped movie. I found this really awesome art thing when I was out on patrol last night. Asked around, nobody claimed it, so I'm gifting it to you for the awesome stuff you're always doing for us. Stay muscular. That's pretty cool. He gave us that art piece. It might be fake, but we'll find out. Let's see how our museum looks at its new location. I dare say that looks rather fancy. It looks much better like this. I think it was a good change. Extending everything outwards, even if it was a lot of effort. But yeah, how it used to be in Wild Let's Go to City. I can't remember if it was like this in New Leaf, it might have been. I forget. Villagers would be like, hey, I want to visit your house, or hey, do you want to come over to my house at some point? And then you had to put in a time to be like, hey, okay, I'll visit at like 4 PM or actually that'd be too soon. It'd be like 5:30 PM or something. So I'd like set a calendar reminder for myself on my phone, be like, visit Becky or something, or Chev. I can't remember any of my previous villagers in New Leaf apart from those two. And it was weird because they were like, it was really inconvenient for one. And most people often forget, myself included, because they'd ask for a time, and then you'd be like, okay, how about in like 10 minutes or something? We'd be like, oh no, that's far too soon. You'd be like, 40 minutes, and they'll be like, no, I need to get ready. So you're like, an hour later, it's like, you think I'm going to be playing this in an hour still? Maybe, but, because that's a lot of what I did when I was younger, to be fair, so it's very strange, very strange. You know, organising these things, to be fair, I'm a person who likes to organise things well in advance rather than last minute. Unfortunately for me, most of my friends in my friend circle are very last minute organisers. So yeah, I'm like, I like to have a schedule, or like an innate schedule, I suppose, in my mind of how things are going to go for today. I'm like, this is what I plan to do today, what I plan to get done by today, all that good stuff. But sometimes my friends will spring on me like, hey, you want to go watch a movie in like 3 hours or something? And I'll be like, obviously I do want to go hang out with my friends. I love my friends, don't get me wrong, and I absolutely love to hang out with them, even if I don't care that much about movies. It's a fantastic time to hang out with them. I just dislike disruptions to my schedule like that. It feels like, you know, maybe this is an introvert only thing, but I had to like prepare myself to go out, you know. Like, I'm not always, bam, ready to go out and hang out with people at a drop of hat, you know. I'm an introvert. I like spending time with myself. It's hanging out with other people, having out with other people, although incredibly fun. I love it. Don't get me wrong. Also very draining at the same time. And you know, having to hype yourself up for it. Not hype yourself up, but, you know, prepare for it, I suppose, is take some time. I think we already know how to make this one. You're not wrong. So yeah, so when it's like, oh, do you want to go out in a few hours? I'm like, all for dinner. I'm like, okay. Obviously I'm going to say yes in most cases, but still. I wish you told me like the day before or something. So whenever I organise something, I say, hey, you want to do something like in a week from now? Actually, to be fair, I don't do that as much anymore, because I sort of like, if you plan things that far in advance, sometimes my friends who don't even know if they're doing something then or not, so they're like, I don't know, maybe. That's the thing I used to talk about, that I used to do before whole lockdown situation and all that. Queen painting, I forget. Since Blathers is right here, why don't we chat with him now? And donate it. Sorry, drinking some water. I don't even know what a quaint painting is. To be fair, I could have put it down on... What? So presumably we already have this painting. The quaint one. Should we see if it's a real or fake one? Maybe we can give it off to someone. But yeah, with our whole lockdown situation, of course, happened. I think this one's legitimate. Because I believe a fake one has a ton of liquid pouring out, right? Quaint painting. For forgery has a large flow of water coming out of jug. It's a legitimate painting. But we definitely already have this one. The milkmaid and a jug, or whatever this painting is called. Let's run back to our house and put things away, maybe? What was I going to say? Oh yeah, before the whole lockdown situation happened, I used to organise and invite, like, big gatherings of my friends over to my house. And it's a rather large friend circle. It sort of varies from 10-ish people or something. And of course, organising 10 people, kind of difficult. So the thing I do is I have a big spreadsheet where I've got, like, a column for each of them. Do you want to keep any of these? Tiger jacket sounds kind of cool. Let's keep that, I suppose. That will put down by the drop. We'll drop it off near our airports, and perhaps give it off to someone. The other stuff we'll sell. But yeah, I have a big spreadsheet with everyone's names at the top, and then I list all the dates of, like, when I did it, it was like the time holidays, from like when people would be available to when they'd not be, and I get everyone to fill it in and be like, put available if you're available, but maybe if you're not sure, and put unavailable for days you're definitely not available, and then you badger everyone to fill that in, and eventually it gets filled in, and then you just read across and be like, okay, which day has most people free, and that's a day I organise everyone to come around. And sometimes it will be quite in advance. It'd be like, okay, the only day we got is like near the end of holidays, and it's like a month or something. And Ali told me, he was like, he's never seen someone go to that extent for trying to organise people. Like, especially like make a spreadsheet. Oh, you Harry, I thought your feet were a mushroom. Pretty sure you got a home. I hope you have a home, Harry. Yeah, what was I saying? I forgot, to be honest. I don't know, but we're going to look around for another fossil. I don't know why I ran up here to look for a fossil. I forgot the museum was up here. I was meant to loop around and come back to the museum to find a fossil. Yeah, so I had a big spreadsheet to organise when and where, not when and where, just when people are available, so we can have a big meetup with as many people as possible. And it's probably excessive, to be honest, but to be honest, organising 12 people, especially some of my friends who are not very responsive to messages. This is a call out post. It's okay, they don't watch us. They'll never know I'm calling them out. But it's pretty difficult to organise them and be like, hey, what about this date? And then you might not get a reply or something for a while, and then you'd be like, alright, I guess we'll just go through with it, and you find out later some of my friends aren't available on that dates. I mean, to be fair, a lot of them also don't update the spreadsheet when they find out if they're like busy on a certain days or something, which is, you know, kind of defeats the point of it. But you got to at least kind of try. You can't. Not my friends. I mean, like me. Oh. Sorry about that. Weird pause. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, you got to at least like try to get some organisation done with these sort of things. That's my view on it, at least. It might be excessive, it might be comical, to say the least, because I'm I mean, I understand we're comedy in it, don't get me wrong, who organises their friend meetups using the spreadsheets, but, you know, sometimes it's just kind of the best way to do it, because it's really hard to get, like, we do have a group chat, don't get me wrong, and you'd be like, oh, why don't you just do it in a group chat, like, post a date or something, and be like, hey, can everyone respond to that? People don't respond to that. If you had, you'll probably know if you have friends like this, who, as I've told them, as they told me, because I've talked to them about it, of course, like in jest or something. It's not something I take seriously. I'm not like, oh, why aren't you responding to me? It's more like, ha ha ha. Why do you never respond anyway? A lot of the time, it's they'll see the message, and if it's something we can't answer immediately, I don't feel like I'm answering immediately. We're like, oh, I'll respond to that later, and then they just forget because the notification's gone now, which is fair enough. I've had it happen to me. But the way I do it now is like to make sure I always get around to, like, especially with YouTube channel or on Discord if people message me, I always have, like, as soon as I wake up, first thing I do when I turn on my computer is I will check on my messages and I'll reply to them. So that way, you know, at least if you do message me, within 24 hours you should get a response. Sometimes it'll be immediately, sometimes it won't be. Depends how I'm feeling. And especially with like Discord comments and YouTube comments and messages on Discord. Like if it's my friends, like my close friends who message me, I will probably reply quite promptly. If it's, of course, one of you viewers messaging me, by all means, I will reply if I remember to, if I know what to say. Normally I take a lot more time to think about what I say to a viewer, especially because I don't want to say something and have it come off the wrong way or something. So I take time to think about it, being like, is this really what I want to say? So that's why I tend to be kind of slow with those responses. I don't want to make mistakes. I don't want to make someone feel bad, because, especially since a lot of you don't know me, which is fair enough, because you only know as much as I see. As much as you see in these videos, I mean. Which is obviously only parts of the sum of a whole. It's I don't have like a safety net of an implied context of you already knowing, hopefully, if I'm a good person. I like to think I'm a good person, but maybe I'm not. And in your eyes, you don't know all that much, so... No, wait, hold on, that sounds so rude. In your eyes, you don't have that much implied knowledge about me, I suppose. Is what I mean to say. Wait, that sounded so rude. I don't mean it like that. But anyway, the whole point of this... What's the whole point of this? A little bit of organisation in your lives. Doesn't hurt. Keeps things together. It's Harry, Raymond, Amelia, Pashmina, right? I was just reminding myself who we need to give gifts to. Yeah, so organising things like that. I'm talking about my friends, how they tend to organise things. Because, yeah, I've spoken to my friends about this, obviously, because everyone in the friend circles tend to be quite different. Obviously. That's not too surprising, I don't think. If everyone was the same, that would be a little bit dull, shall we say. But, especially I talked to Ali about it, it's like, why do you just randomly decide, we're gonna organise something? I did not mean to do that. Like, for a few hours, and he's like, it's basically, I wake up and I'm just like, I'm bored, so I want to do something. So then I message baby, hey, people, hey, you want to meet up and do something? And that's basically it. And I was like, you know, that's kind of fair enough. It's just different responses to being bored, of course. Ali bored, go hang out with friends. Me being bored, I will go find a hobby of mine to take over some time. So I'll like draw something or play a game, that sort of thing. Because, you know, it's not surprising. Ali, very extroverted, me, rather introverted. But when I find myself bored, I will tend to not withdraw into myself, but seek to do things which I don't necessarily have to go out and find someone else to enjoy with. Does that make sense? But yeah, I will say, I've obviously spoken to them about this, because it used to be a lot worse. How they do like last minute organisation things and that sort of thing. I wrote, please, like, you know, a day's notice is what I like best. But sometime, or if you can't do a day, at least tell me in the morning if it's something which is going on in the evening. But the craziest thing which happened was one of the days, I can't remember, Benny just messaged me. It's like, you want to go see a movie? You know, I'm kind of used to it. And I'm like, alright, yeah, fair enough. Okay, when about then? And he said, now. And I said, what? Now? And he said, yeah, now. I'm going to be in your house in about 3 minutes. And I'm like, okay. That was probably the most last minute I've ever been told, hey, he's like, grab your stuff, we're going. So I was like, okay, sure Ben. And then we did exactly that. Oh yes, golden roses, that's plant bees. That's why I picked them all up outside of Pashmina's house to put them here. How many do we have? We have 4 here, 4 here. We've got 8, so that means we can leave the centre one exposed. Yeah. Yeah. I forgot where I was going with this. I feel like I had a point. I didn't really. As it turns out. Yeah, but it just tends to be a lot of last minute organisation. There's another one, they were like, oh, let's go watch a movie, and I was like, sure. I was like, how about in an hour? And I was like, an hour? It's like, it would be fine, like, to be fair, back in university days, this is kind of just how it happened. Be like, I'd just like knock on my neighbour's door, be like, hey, you want to go get some food? He'd be like, sure, or he'd be like, no, sorry, I've already got plans, or maybe, you know, that sort of thing. But that's fair, because we're like right next to each other, we live very close. My friends don't live that close. I mean, they're still within the same area, like it's not going to take like 20 minutes to reach most of our houses. It's still drivable within 10 minutes or so. It's sort of just like strange. What should we do? I don't know if we'll finish the cliff today, so we should destroy the incline, I think. So let's talk infrastructure. About bridges and inclines, if you don't mind, get rid of it. I know we built it about a week ago, but I don't want it anymore. It's in the wrong place. Demolish, demolish. Oh, sorry. Let me drink some water. So I like to keep things to a schedule, especially now if I got stuff to do. Especially like if they ask me, well, obviously they can't right now invite me out to do something, but if they did be like, there's things to take in consideration. Maybe I hadn't recorded an Animal Crossing video for that day yet, so I was like, oh, when am I going to fit it in? Because if we're gone for the evening, if we're going at like 4 PM or something, I normally record at pound 3 to 4. So if I don't have time, then there'll be no video for that day, and that's bad. So there'll be times just seeing if we want any of this. Masquerade mask sounds kind of cool. We don't need these mushrooms. We've got so many. But back when lockdown was easing up a little bit, and you could do like social distance meetups. I mean, I think you can right now. I can't even remember. Friends invited me out, of course, for a meetup around lunchtime to the afternoon, and I was like, yes, sure. What are you wearing? A cafe uniform? It looks very cute when you wear it, I'm not gonna lie. Didn't expect you to wear that way. Anyway, I don't remember what I was saying. What are we even gonna do? With me for museum, do we want to start like carving out the river? Or do we want to start... Okay, let's sort out this cliff situation we got going on here so we know how our house is going to look like. Start construction. Yeah, and they invited me out, and I was like, I don't know, maybe if you go far back enough you'll be able to find which day it is, but I recorded the episode in the morning. So I was like, I'm not going to be here in the afternoon. I think, for some reason, I remember it was on a Sunday. Why? I don't know. But we're going to extend all this out because we want 2 ramps leading up to the our housing estate. I want to go up each thing, and of course the ramps can't be centered, annoyingly, because our house is an odd amount of blocks wide. But the ramp is of course an even amount of blocks wide, which is something you need to take into account. So, I don't know how much space we're going to need. They're 3 wide, aren't they? The house. So we'd probably want 1, 2, 3. So this is probably where we want the first ramp to be. And then the next one immediately next to it. That's what I'm thinking. Because this is the center, right? Yeah. So you go 1, 2, 3. You go up this way. And then immediately there's a ramp here going 1, 2, 3. So that means this needs to be built in. Ooh, that probably won't be able to be built in, right? No, we can't. So we need to push this back a bit. But is that enough space for the cliff, for the house to be in? I don't know. We're going to have to get the housing kit and see if we can move our house up here. Because if not, no, I don't think that's going to be enough. I think we should extend everything out one. This way. Just in case. And if it is enough room in the end, we can just put stuff around the side. Yeah, so, what was I saying? I don't remember. Hope whatever I was saying wasn't important. Probably wasn't. Nothing I say is. I'm just saying random nonsense, to be honest. Filling air, as you might say. No, spewing hot air. There we go. I was like, that's not a phrase, is it? And I thought about it. I was like, no, you're right. That's not. Yeah, what was my point? I don't remember what my point was. Actually, have I completely forgotten what I was talking about? I can only remember talking about the spreadsheet about ages ago, but that's very irrelevant. I don't know. I just don't like doing things last minute. I'm not much of a person for surprises. Well, no, that's not true, actually. I do like surprises. I don't like surprises, random surprises, timing-wise. If you're like, oh, we're going to do something in 4 days, and it's really cool, and I think you'll love it, I'll be like, awesome, what is it? And you'll be like, I'm not telling you it's a surprise. I'll be like, fair enough. I'll eagerly anticipate what it is. That, good surprise for me. Bad surprise? Hey, bad surprise. Oh, I come home. Boom, surprise birthday party for me. Or something. Maybe not birthday party, just random surprise party. Say, hey, I want to throw you a surprise party. Or like, you randomly knock on my door and be like, I've got a big surprise for you right now, but we have to go right now. And I'm like, no. Like, obviously I'm still going to do it, but still, I'm not going to be as happy about it as if you could have just told me, hey, I got a surprise event planned for you at XYZ time. Here's all you need to know, and the rest is a surprise. That I'm like, oh yes. That's how you can give me a surprise, I suppose. Organise a surprise. That sounds so stupid. Why am I such a caricature of myself? I don't know. My friend said that to me once. We're playing like modded Minecraft or something, and then I found out in the mod I was playing with, I think it was Botania maybe. No, forestry? Or was it Botania? One of those two. You could do like accessories for your character, and I was like, ooh. I was asking all my friends if they wanted accessories, what they want. I was giving it to them, and then my friend logged on, and I was like, hey, I did an accessory. I chose to put on the devil tail and the cat ears, and he was just like, dear, you're really a mockery of you're really a caricature of yourself, aren't you? It stuck with me. I thought that was the most hilarious insult. He's obviously not trying to be antagonistic before we go. We're good friends. We have a rapport, shall we say. But I was like, that is probably the most hilarious thing anyone said. I don't know what to do now. Cause I don't really know what I'm doing with this riff. Should we just round this episode up here? Yeah, let's round this episode up here. A bit of a short one, but who cares? So yeah, schedule your friends, use a big spreadsheet like me. That's how I do it. But if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Deardarling. Likes, comments, subscriptions, all greatly appreciated. If you want, join the Deardarling Discord down in the description below. And I hope we can see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.